Hi, my name is Chris Ryan and thank you for joining me here at the Forest of Arden. This is the final video in this mini short game series. Today we're going to be looking at those tricky scrambling shots from around the green, and we're going to run through a few different situations and explain my thought process, my club choices, and what I would need to do differently in order to get the ball close. So thank you for joining me here at the Forest of Arden. I'm on the 14th hole and this is the third video in this little series covering the short game. Video 1 showed you how you can hit pitch shots like a tour pro. The second video showed you how you can start to change trajectory and distance from the greenside bunkers. And today we're talking a little bit about these kind of fiddly, scrambling shots around the green. We're going to show you how to play this shot from a nice tight fairway lie, and then what you would do differently when the ball is sat in some slightly longer grass. So let's just talk through the shot that I've got. I reckon I've probably got about 25 yards in total, but I've probably got about 10, maybe even 11 or 12 yards is this kind of fringe grass. The green starts obviously here, kind of runs away from me, and I'm a little bit down breeze. Now, I wouldn't really class this as a chip shot. For me, a chip shot would be more when I'm very, very close to the green and the ball needs to carry maybe some 2 to 3 paces max. So this is what I tend to call a scrambling shot. It's not a pitch shot, but it's not a chip shot. It's kind of in that in between. And very often when you miss the green, you're going to be faced with something fairly similar to this. So for a good player, an elite golfer who's pretty skilled in the short game, this first shot from this tight fairway lie is what they want. They appreciate that they can get the club on the ball without any interference. Therefore, they can choose the flight, they can choose the spin, and generally it helps them get much closer to that flag. So we're going to talk about a little technique that you can do which makes this shot much easier. For that, we need to appreciate or understand how the golf club is designed and look at the safe areas and the danger areas. So the bits of the golf club which are dangerous when you're playing short game shots, the leading edge where the club face meets the sole, that leading edge can be pretty dangerous. It's quite sharp. And the heel of the golf club. So those two areas are the bits of the golf club we want to try and avoid. You start using those, and if they start interacting with the ground, you're going to get a lot of contact with the ground, and it's going to be very difficult for you to consistently repeat the good shots. Therefore, the safest part of the golf clubs is the trailing edge and the toe. So how we set ourselves up can really help us or influence which part of that club hits the ground. If I stand too far away from the golf ball, the toe raises up, the heel sits on the ground. If I have too much forward lean of the golf club, the leading edge pushes into the ground and the trailing edge raises up. So too far away and too much shaft lean are the killers when you're playing this shot from around the green. I'm sure you can see where we're going with this. Therefore, what we would like to do is have the toe very, very slightly down, the heel raised up. That's going to mean that you're raising the handle. You're going to have to stand a little closer. We can also expose the trailing edge by rotating the club slightly open. When I say open, I'm talking 1 or 2 degrees. I don't want you to start laying the club open too much, but a little bit of opening of the club face, a little bit of a raising of the handle now starts to present the trailing edge and the toe of that golf club to the ground. Therefore, when I make swings now and I hit the ground, I feel very, very little resistance, and I'm able to use the golf club and the ground together to help me play this shot. So, nice neutral club shaft, heels very close, toe down, slightly open, and I'm going to land this just on the front of the green and probably, well, yeah, certainly a little bit right to that flag because there's quite a bit of break on this as well. So, and not a bad result, slightly under red, it's finished a little left of the flag. Notice the flight, that came in relatively low, but the way that the ball was sitting in the club that I used enabled me, I should say, to impart quite a high amount of spin relative to the distance I was travelling. That was a 56 degree wedge. This ball here is almost an identical position relative to the flag, but as you can see, the grass is much longer. Now, when the grass is longer, a couple of things happen. One, the ball speed starts to reduce because it's not going to come off the club as cleanly, so I get less ball speed. I'm also not going to be able to impart as much spin. And the third thing would be, because I can't get the club and the ball to connect as cleanly, I don't create as much friction and the launch angle increases. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually now going to choose my 60 degree club. Because I can't impart as much spin, I need to be able to use a little bit of the flight to stop the ball. Because if I played the same shot from here as I did from there, I'm probably going to find the ball rolls too far. So the way that I play this shot can be exactly the same. But the key thing would be I've read the lie, I've appreciated what's going to happen and how that's going to differ from a tight fairway lie. So with that information, I then can make an informed choice. So there's nothing wrong with me playing the same shot with the same club, but I appreciate the ball's going to roll a little bit further. I therefore could land it short of the green, or I could use a club with more loft. So there is no right or wrong way of playing this shot, but we have to really appreciate what that lie does to the golf ball, and then you have to make an informed choice. And on the golf course, as long as that's an informed choice, it's a committed choice, and there's a reason behind that choice, that's absolutely fine. So let's go ahead and play the same shot. This is my 60-degree club. So same setup, open face, toe down a little bit, same shot, but a very different result, hopefully. Okay, so you can see a much higher flight. I've actually landed that short of the green. Nearly went in. So that landed that short of the green, but it's had a little bit more release out, and that's only a foot away, and I'm very happy with that. But both of those shots, technique-wise, were very good. But if I'd have used this shot from the fairway and the fairway shot from the rough, I'd get very different results. So if you're chipping and pitching around the green and you're not getting the results you want, don't always think it's technique. It could well be that the technique is fine, but the shot selection is maybe wrong, the club selection is wrong, your intent is wrong, you haven't read the lie correctly. There's a lot of things that go towards making that ball finish close to the hole. Technique is a massive part of it, but it's only a part of it. There's other things we need to look at. So these are what I call the scrambling shots. It's not a chip shot, it's not a pitch shot, it's that kind of 15 to 20 yard shot around the green. Appreciate what the lie will do, select your club wisely, and make sure you're using the trailing edge and the toe of the golf club. That's the safest area. It's going to give you a greater margin for error and help you get up and down a little bit more often. Right, hopefully you really enjoyed that short game series. It was only a short one, only 3 videos, but we looked at pitching, we looked at bunker play, and we looked at a few scrambling shots, hopefully giving you some more tools to help you play better, score better, and ultimately enjoy your round a little bit more and have a few bragging rights over your playing partners. Thanks for watching. Usual stuff, as always, is down below. There's a like button down there, there's a comments box, and there's also a button over here with my logo on that will allow you to be a free subscriber to the channel. I would love to have you along for the journey. Thanks for watching. We'll see you back here again soon.